Hey residents of MeepleTown, today we are looking at Rusty Industry by Yodeling Ogre.
Yoda lady, Yoda lady, Yoda lady. That's what a Yodeling Ogre sounds like.
It's pretty good. It's that deep guttural sound. I think you got it. You nailed it.
Something happened right then. Something happened.
Why are we looking at Rusty Industry, John?
Well, you know, when we first started MeepleTown, one of the first connections we made was Damien, who is the designer of Rusty Industry, and he's been fantastic. We had him on our podcast. He taught us how to play this game, and we're really excited to show you this preview and hopefully let you all see if this is something that you want to back. I say we just dive in and let's go for it.
Let's get to the table.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's look at the board and see what we have here. If you look on the board, you're going to see a bunch of resources, 7 different types of resources down there that you're going to be gathering throughout the game. You also have the auction track where you are going to be potentially buying buildings from here, but they're going to be shifting. You also have the basic buildings, which will be the same every game. However, the ones that are on top are cheaper than the ones below it. And so you're going to want to try to get those buildings as fast as you can.
Yeah, that's super important. Yes. I want to get those faster than you.
And there's a track over here that we'll talk about in a little bit, and then there's contracts that we'll get to in just a little bit as well. So let's just jump into it. How about that, John? All right, so on my turn, the first thing you're going to do is produce. I have nothing to produce yet because I don't have any buildings. So what I want to do is probably buy a building. And what I'm going to buy is going to be the sawmill. And if you look on here, you see the cost of the sawmill is $3. So I will throw 5 just all over here. And
look at that, you're making it even worse. Oh my goodness.
All right, so I'm gonna pay 3, but I also have to pay a clay. And I'll put that there, and that is going to be my turn. Other than, John, would you like to buy a wood?
Buy a wood.
Now, I can sell this. I can sell this, or I can put it down here for other players to buy. But I want to try to get rid of this probably because I'm going to be stacking up more resources.
So you're telling me that I need to not do this, so it won't help you. But I kind of need the wood based on what I think I'm going to do. Okay. What do you want to do? 3?
Sure. Okay. I'll do 3.
So I could have purchased the wood from the Royal Market for 7. So Dean gave me an incredible deal, but Dean, go ahead and show them why he gave me that deal.
So what's going to happen is if you sell to another opponent, you're going to be able to move up on this track. And this is important because at the end of the game, once you've reached certain thresholds, you're going to get victory points there. Plus, if you're farther ahead on the track than other players, then you're going to get 2 victory points at the end of the game, which is really important because victory points are hard to come by.
They are a premium.
All right, so that is essentially going to be my turn. What I have to do now is shift some of these cards over. Since nothing was bought on this track, I'm going to discard that card. Same thing on the contract row down there. And then we're going to start with John's turn.
Yeah, so that's a big part of this game, is especially when you have higher player counts, is knowing that these things are going to be constantly shifting after every player's turn. So, like, if there's 4 players, I knew that if I was the last player, I couldn't get this, or I wouldn't be able to get the farm because it's not going to come around to me. So you have to really plan ahead, which I quite enjoy. And it's the same down there on the contracts. You also notice that Dean and I started with a wood and a clay. That is what you start off with. So if you notice that we had that and we had money, you start with 6 money, but that changes based on the player count. But in this game, that's what I started out with. So I'm going to take the lowly $3 I have and 1 wood, and go ahead and purchase this clay mine so that I can get some production going over her. And then I'm going to throw 1 coin around over there. And I am going to... I'm going to ask you if you want a clay, sir.
I was actually hoping that you would offer because I do need a clay, but I'm only willing to pay $3.
But I could only sell it for 4. Okay. So I could only sell, if I wanted to sell it to the Royal Warehouse, I'd get 1 more. However, I want to go up on that track as well. So that's another really interesting part of this game. The dynamic of selling and getting, I love that part, actually, being able to go up that track. Because that changes, you can't just go, well, I'd get more from the Royal Warehouse, so I don't want to sell it to a person. It leads to interesting decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of give and take in this game for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I think I'm going to hold on to this for something I'm going to do hopefully next round. So,
all right,
go for it, sir. Let's move the
reset
things down the line.
Shift this down, and both of us also start off with a special character. My character is Gaidoku Sama, and her special ability says that one of your buildings can produce a sulfur or a food instead of one other good that it normally produces. So for example, my sawmill produces 2 wood. I could replace one of those woods with either a food or a sulfur, which normally I would do because that's a great deal. However, on this turn, I really need those goods in particular. So I'm going to take those 2 wood and I'll produce them. They'll go to my pool. Now I've got 3. Naturally, you start off with a warehouse of 5. You can up that warehouse by purchasing the warehouse, and that'll allow you to take more goods. So you have to kind of keep an eye on that.
To pay a lot of attention to that.
That's exactly right. And what I'm going to do on my turn, I've got all my goods, and I really see a good deal for me. So there's a farm that is only going to cost me $2, which works out really well.
Really well for you.
And 2 wood and a clay. So I'm going to take this farm because it's going to help me with the strategy that I'm going for.
Stratagem.
Yes.
Okay.
And that strategy is to win this game.
Yeah, that's generally generally the strategy for most of us. Are you done?
So that's going to be my turn. So we'll slide these cards down. I don't have to remove one since I bought one this turn.
All right, so I'm going to produce, and as I produce, I will talk about my special ability for Don Abieto. Abieto. Dean likes to speak Italian.
Abieto.
We can edit that part out, right? All right, so I can actually get one money, $1 or whatever, for every good produced by you that can be stored in my warehouse. So I've been able to produce 2 goods. And because I only have 1 here, that's a total of 3. If I wasn't able to store one of these goods because I had too many in my pool, then I wouldn't get the money for that. But since I can, I get 2 monies, which is huge for me. I need those monies. And so I get to start off by doing that. And I've got my 3 here. Okie dokie. Well, there's something I want to do, but it looks like I am $1 short. $1 short.
Oh boy.
You in a clay? Looks like you're rolling in the money over there.
I have $1. How about that? How convenient that is.
Man, no. Thank you. I wouldn't mind going up on this track, but I can sell to the Royal Warehouse for 4, so I'm going to sell that to the warehouse for 4. So I'm gonna grab a couple of these bad boys right here.
And selling to the Royal Warehouse isn't that bad. You can do that up to two times.
You know what, Dean? I am going to not do that because I want to show the folks out there that are doing the Kickstarters part of the game. So we're not going to go through the whole game here, but we want to give you a good idea how everything's played. So instead of purchasing a building, which I probably would do to better build my engine, let me show them what it looks like to do the contracts.
Okay, great. That? Yeah.
So here's a contract down here. I just noticed this. That is 2 clay and 1 wood, which is exactly what I have, and 1 money, which I do have 1 money. So I'm going to take those and put these back here. And now I'm going to have this contract. At the end of the game, this contract is worth 1 victory point, which is really solid. But the cool thing about this is, and this will actually have it down here where you can see this right over here, that if I have 4 of the same color, then I get extra victory point. If I have 1 of each color, I get extra victory points and stuff like that. So these can really combo very well. So for this game here, I'm going to just kind of go for the strategy spoiler that I'm going to try to get a lot of these contract cards and build those up. So, okay, I think that is going to be the end of my turn, and because I am not purchasing a building this time, I get 5 monies. So if you do not buy a building, you get $5. So I will take the money, I'll take a contract, and let's slide them down and let you have a turn.
All right.
Your turn, Bino.
All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is ignore John for calling me Bino. And I'm going to take 2 food that I produce from my farm, and then my sawmill, as I mentioned earlier, I produce 2 wood. However, I can trade one of those. I can produce a sulfur or a food instead. So I produce that. I'm going to move these to my pool. And I'll go ahead and give you the strategy that I'm going to go for in this game. If you look down on this board, you're going to see this little key down here. And this is going to show you that I can sell 4 good or trade 4 goods of the sulfur bread or the brick, sulfur food or brick, 4 of those in for a shipping crate, which is victory point for each crate that you have at the end of the game. So I'm going to try to go that strategy since I'm already naturally producing food and sulfur. I just feel like that makes the most sense. However, I can't do that yet, and I don't have enough money to buy that. So
excellent.
So on my turn, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this wood. Since I'm not going to be able to use it right now, I'm just going to drop it down here so I don't lose it, and I could potentially sell that to John down the road. And I'm just going to keep my resources that I have.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
Because I want that wood. You just want to go ahead and make a deal?
You want to go ahead and buy it right now?
I need that wood for what I want to do.
How much? How about 4? Hey,
did you see that?
Cheeks. I mean 5. Were you going to say 5?
Yeah. 4.
You were probably going to say 4.
I was
going to. You're probably going to say 5.
That was kind of crazy.
All right, so he'll get that wood, and I will move up on the track. I'm 1 away from being able to get.
You about to put me back at 0?
I was about to. 1 away from being able to get that victory point threshold. Again, that's if I stay there by the end of the game. So I have my money, and since I didn't purchase a building, I'll be able to take $5, and that'll set me up big time for the next round.
Big time.
Let's go ahead.
All right, let's move them on down.
Move these.
See if this turn I can help build my engine a little better. Now, something that we didn't mention is the in-game triggers are whenever the contract, this deck is up and when it's gone. So whether they've either been discarded or purchased, or a combination of both is what's going to happen, or when these shipping crates are gone.
Right.
So whenever all those shipping crates are gone, what's going to happen in this game is you're going to be playing and be like, man, it's taking a minute. Then all of a sudden they're going to be gone and you're going to be like, oh my goodness. So it's you have to really pay attention to what other people are doing is why I mentioned that. Because if they get an engine where they can start getting these crates out, it can go pretty quick. So I got to watch this guy.
You got to watch me.
Got to watch this fella. All right, so I am going to produce 2 clay here, which then I can put into my pool, which allows me to get $2. So I'm actually...
Just got a money-making machine from Don
getting
Avieto.
a little money-making machine. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this iron mine. And so that iron mine is going to cost me. That's why I wanted your wood.
There we go.
And I'm going to take the clay and the wood and $6. 2, 4, 6. Wow, I barely had enough. I thought I was a money-making machine, but apparently not really. Whoops. I'm going to put those there. And I'm going to have my iron mine. And you know, that's really it. I've only got $1 and I've got this. Do you want a clay by any chance?
I actually would love that clay.
Wow, man, that's kind of interesting how we're really needing each other's...
I would be willing to pay you $5 for that clay. That's how bad I need it.
Come to daddy.
There we go.
I need that. Oh, no.
There's your $5. You get the
Can
clay.
you move me up on the track,
John's going to
please?
move up on there.
All right.
These boards are going to reset. And we'll just play through just a little bit more and show you a little
another
bit
round
more.
each, maybe?
Yeah, let's do that. To show you a little bit more of how this plays. And then we'll kind of explain maybe a little more of the strategy and just the thoughtfulness behind the game.
Yeah, and then maybe we'll fast forward and do some camera magic and show you how the in-game scores.
Excellent. All right, so what I'm going to do is produce first. And so then I will take the 2 of the food to put on my farm. And then I need a wood. And this time I actually do need... I will take 2 wood. Now look here, John, I've got a little bit of an issue.
Wow, you got too much.
I do. I have too much. So I only have 4. I have 4 goods taking up my spot, and I only have room for 5. So I can only take 1 of these goods. So in this case, it really stinks that I'm just going to lose them. But I'm going to take that wood, and these other ones, I just lose.
Poor planning.
It is poor planning. However, I'm going to make up for it because I'm going to upgrade my warehouse.
Dang it, I was thinking about doing that next.
I really need to do that.
I was going to do that, I think.
So then I'll be able to produce more goods next time. So I pay my wood and clay.
Well, the reason that I'm making a big deal about it is it's going to cost, as Dean's saying, a wood, a clay, and 4. If I win, it's going to cost me 7.
That's
so
right.
Getting to it fast is important.
Yeah, especially, getting the cards that you need for your strategy in particular. So now I'm set up. Next time I'll be able to produce more goods. Now, if you notice on these cards, there is these little symbols on the right side of the bottom part there. You can actually upgrade these tracks. So my warehouse, when I first buy it, is able to hold 2 extra goods. If I spend a wood, I'll upgrade my warehouse and then I can hold 3 goods, which would be really helpful, but I don't have any wood.
That hurts you right there,
so
sir.
That's going to be my entire turn. I did buy a card, and so I'm not going to be able to just take $5 this time, so I'm going to slide everything down.
And this is why there's an important part about this sliding down, because I'm going to be able to produce iron and clay. I'd really like to take this contract, but I can't because it's sliding off. So, boo. I was hoping to get a second contract over there, but I don't. And no, I was hoping maybe something would flip over that I could get, but I really can't. So let's go ahead and let's produce. But now that I'm getting a little bit better engine going, Don Abieto is going to actually score me some pretty good monies here. Because I don't have any goods. I spent them all last time, so I get to take all 4 of these off, which then gives me 4 money. So now I've got some money to do something with.
You can give it to me.
Yeah, I was going to try to get... Even maybe I was going to buy a wood to get that warehouse, but now I can't do that. So now you've thrown my whole game off, and now I'm stumped, and I don't know exactly what I want to do. Actually, so this is what I'll do now. You don't have any wood to sell me, do you?
I do not. Not this time. Maybe next time.
And so this will be good to show them how this works as well. So let's just do that. Do I have enough money? 5, 6, 7. I don't have enough money. Okay, let's see if we can make a deal here. If I can sell you something.
Okay.
Is there anything over here that intrigues you? Do you need any clay? Do you need any iron?
I could use clay, and I actually have some space here.
But you only have $1.
It is true. How about for $1? I'll give you $1 for clay. I gave you $5 earlier, so.
But the problem is, it's not going to let me do what I need to do. I'm going to be $1 short from doing what I want to be able to do because of that. Because the reason is because I'd have to buy a wood from the Royal Warehouse, which cost me 7. So there would be that 7. But then I also would still need to have 5 money. And even if he gave me 1, I still would be down on money. So I'm kind of in a tough spot here, actually. Really a tough spot. Not where I want to be. But you know what? If I'm going to fulfill some contracts, maybe I'll just get a sawmill going. This is probably, again, not the most ideal way to play this game, but I'm going to do that so maybe I can have some, like, there's some wood that it needs down there. So let's just go ahead and start doing that. So let's go 5, let's go 6. I did that, and then also it was going to cost me a clay. And then, okay, you can't do anything, so you don't got any money. You don't have enough money to roll with me, bro. I don't have enough money to roll with me either. Okay, so I am actually going to know, I'm going to know that next round I'm going to produce 6 goods, which is too many. That's why I want this warehouse so bad.
Not enough money.
That's not enough money. That's not good. But I will have wood and clay next time. So I'm actually going to take all 3 of these goods. And I'm going to put it over here. So that's some goodies.
It's pretty good. Not bad.
Yes. All right. I think that's going to be the end. I think that we should just end the whole video on that glory. No, I'm just kidding. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end my turn right there.
Excellent. All right. Well, the next thing I would do, this kind of gives you an idea of how to play through the game.
Yeah.
One thing that I wanted to show you is with mine, when I would have produced on the next turn, I would have been able to take, I'll just show you this real fast. I would have been able to take a food as well as some other resources. I would then later in my turn have been able to trade in 4 of those goods, either food, sulfur, or brick, which for my case,
4 food.
Right. So then I would have been able to take one of the shipping crates again, which is a point at the end of the game. So let's go ahead and we'll kind of show you some of the end game scoring.
Hey, can we do Wayne's World? Wow, that is fun. That is fun. All right, so now that we are at the end of our game through the magic of a video, I'm going to show you how I would score this, or how this would score. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to count up my contracts. Let me put my crates over here, get them out of the way. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 contracts. But that's not all.
Oh.
Let's see what's behind door number 2. I'll get 8 points for that. I'll also get an extra point for having 4 of the same color. If I had 5 of the same color, I would have gotten 2 points. So I really wish I could have gotten that, but I didn't. So 8 points for the contract, a bonus point for having 4 of the same color. That's 9. Also, I get a bonus point for having 1 of each color, which is going to give me 10.
Oh, wow.
11. 12 shipping crates are worth 1. 13. Are you impressed with my math skills? 14 points. And that's it. No, it's not.
The economy track.
The economy track, I get 15 points. So, but something bad is going to happen for me on that economy track.
That's right. Well, let me go ahead and count up my contracts. So I have, same way John did his, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 points from my contracts. I got more points from my export crates. So 4 from those, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Plus I go over here to the economy track, 13, 14. So I'm at 14 points. John is at 15. That means John's the winner, right?
No.
It's not true. On the economy track, the person who is in the lead is going to get 2 points, which is going to make me have 16 points.
Is that right math?
I think so.
It is.
And John is also going to lose 2 points, as if 16 to 15 wasn't bad enough. John is going to lose 2, so he's going to have 13.
So Dean is the winner. How about that? All right, Dean. So now that you won the game, it was really fun, except for losing to you through the magic of video. What are some of your thoughts about this?
Yeah, so one of the things that I really enjoy about this game, I think it's really unique, is the engine building through the buildings. So you might have a sawmill that produces wood, right? And then you can eventually maybe buy a sulfur mine that's going to produce sulfur. Well, then later on in the game, you might be able to buy a match factory that's going to allow you to get shipping crates from trading off wood and sulfur to make matches. Right?
Sorry, my brain just kept thinking like you'd be on fire if you had matches. If you got that engine going, it'd be fire.
Very true. All right, so I really think that part of the game is cool. You have to think about the buildings that I'm going to buy. You don't want to waste anything in this game.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that the buildings that you buy are going to get you points, and building up those combos I think is pretty cool.
It's important, and you have to really focus on efficiency.
Yes.
I mean, as in pretty much any engine building game, but you've got to be efficient in what you're doing. And I'll say that in addition to what Dean liked, I really do enjoy the trading, the being able to sell goods aspect of this, and when you do it went to another player, it causes you to go, because it really adds to go up on this track, because it adds so much extra thought to the game.
Sure.
You know, and I'm not a huge negotiation guy. We go back and forth, but I do think what they did right in this game is they made it pretty quick and simple.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm gonna trade you 2 for this, 2 of this, and 3 of that and stuff. It's not. It's most of the time it's pretty much like, I've got this, I'll sell it to you for 5. I'll give you 4. Okay, and you kind of move on. So I enjoy that, and then that part of the track is really cool. So I would say that if you enjoy engine building games, and this is, I would probably say a medium-ish weight, maybe a little lighter than that game, that this may absolutely be a game for you. I also will mention too, the art is awesome. Like you've seen it, but it's fantastic. They did an incredible job on that. It really pops, and it makes it enjoyable to play. So yeah, if you like engine building, if you like some negotiation, even if you don't, because I'm not a huge fan, this might be the one for you.
Yeah, definitely, because the way that the Royal Warehouse plays out, it kind of limits how much negotiation, because you don't want to oversell or you don't want to overpay for something for somebody, and so that really kind of limits the negotiation there. The other thing is, it's a medium-ish weight game. There's lots of different ways that you can win this game. You can go. You saw John went really heavy on the contracts, which usually pays off for him. He's won this game more often than not against me, and several times it's been through the contracts that he's purchased. And so I think that's a cool aspect of the game too.
Yeah, for sure. So Dean and I just really want to thank Damien. We want to thank Yodeling Ogre for letting us to do this Kickstarter preview and letting us have this prototype and be able to go for it. It's really been really fun, and we just want to thank you so much. And if you want to hook up with Yodeling Ogre, please check them out, because the Kickstarter is about to be released, and maybe even when we do this video it will be out. So look up Yodeling Ogre on Twitter, Google Rusty Industry, and you can be able to check out now I'm tongue-tied, Dean. See, now look, I can't even talk now. I was gonna say it's like a virus or something like that, but I don't know. Anyways, so you should absolutely check this out. And anything else? No, just leave comments below. Let us know what you thought of the video. We love feedback. Subscribe to us. Check out our podcast. Find us on social media at MeepleTown Games on all of those social medias. Yep. And thanks for coming down to MeepleTown. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at MeepleTown Games, and connect with us on the MeepleTown Guild number 3407 at BoardGameGeek.com, and also subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. And until next time, thanks for coming down to MeepleTown.